Hi, my name is Quinton. I'm going to teach you guys how to make a potting soil. So, as you can see, this plant is dead, and my goal is to be able to prevent that and have you make a plant that is able to grow. So, a lot of people say that they don't have a green thumb, or that they kill everything that they touch, and so I'm going to try and fix that and have you all be able to grow a plant for yourself. So, I'm going to teach you to make a good potting soil, and it'll be suitable for almost all flowering and decorative plants. And there are some exceptions to that, but the majority of plants will be able to grow in this potting soil. So there is a company called Proven Winner Agricultural Company, and they say that there are three key components in a good potting soil. It needs to be able to hold water, allow air to travel through, and it needs to be able to have good structure for the plant to grow. And so I've been a gardener for a long time, and so I know that the potting soil that I'm about to teach you to make will encompass all three of those key components. So I'm going to start out by reading you all the ingredients that you will need for this, and then I will tell you the order in which they get put into the pot. So first you need a clean pot. Clay is preferred, but plastic is also okay. You need small stones or shards of a broken clay pot. You need bone meal, which is a general purpose fertilizer. And then you need a soil mixture, which, as you can see, composes of 4 different components. You have your topsoil, which is mostly filler. You have your peat moss, which is good for holding water. You have your perlite, which is good for aerating the soil. You have your manure, which has all the nutrients. And then you put equal parts of all that, and you mix it all together thoroughly, as you can see here. And so, to start out with your clean pot, with making things grow makes it very clear that you need to wash your pot with warm water to make sure that there's nothing caked on the inside, because clay is porous, and so with a clean pot, you won't get any mold or mildew that forms on the inside of the pot. So after you have your pot clean, you have to let it also dry completely before you start making your soil. So you start out with the rocks or the clay shards. Since I have a smaller pot, I'm going to use the rocks, and you just have to fill the bottom and make sure that the drainage hole at the bottom is covered and not going to be clogged. That is very important because if water cannot get through the drainage hole, then your soil will get waterlogged and your plant will die. So after you have your rocks in, you have to take the soil mixture that you've made and cover. You have to cover the rocks, but not put too much in, so that there's still a lot of room for the plant. And then after that, Garden Know-How suggests using bone meal for a fertilizer because it's a general purpose fertilizer and it will help most plants grow. And when you put it in, you have to put it in so that the roots will not touch the bone meal. So when you water, the roots get enticed to go down towards the bone meal. So as you can see, you just have to pour enough in so that it'll fertilize the plant, but not too much that it covers too much of the pot. And then after the bone meal is in, you just have to fill the rest of the pot with the rest of the soil that you've made. And you want to leave an inch or two from the top so that when you water, the water does not overflow the pot. So one other point to make, all these materials were store-bought, and Mother Earth News says that that's not a very good idea. You should use all like homemade composted soil, but a lot of those require advanced techniques. And so as a beginner, it's perfectly okay to store-buy all your ingredients to make your potting soil. So a couple more things to note. Once you've made your soil, it's good to let it stay light and airy. You don't want to compact it down, you don't want to push it down, because that will constrict the amount of air that can flow through, and that will constrict the amount of water that can permeate through. And so as you can see here, when you allow the water to be able to go through, you need the soil to be loose, and then the drainage will be open, and so that all the soil can work to make the plant grow. And so the other thing is with watering, you want to always have the soil be moist. You never want to let it get completely dry, or else it's harder for the soil to retain the water once you try to water it again. And just a little fact, everything here is organic, so if you want it to grow organically, all the materials used in this are organic. And so now, by this point, you should be able to not have your plant die. You should be able to grow a nice, strong plant in the potting soil. And so now I'm going to open up to questions if anyone has any.
How long does bone meal fertilize for?
It fertilizes for about 4 months, and so what you have in there, you'll never remove. It'll just after 4 months, it just will all be gone. So after that point, you can add more by just putting it around the plant. But you never want to try and add more unless you're transplanting. If you were transplanting into a bigger pot, which should be twice as big, then you could add that layer back. But until then, you would just every couple months you would just put a little around the top. Is there any other questions?
How would you get a plant in there?
So if you wanted to transplant a plant into the pot, so obviously if you had seeds, you would just put the seed down an inch or half inch depending on the type of seed. But if you wanted to actually transplant a pot or a plant in here, you would dig a hole twice as large as the root ball or the dirt that you have. And then you would want to make sure you don't go all the way down to the bone meal. You want that to still stay covered. And then you would wet the soil after you made the hole. And then you set the root ball with the dirt in. And then you use the dirt that you dug out to fill in that hole and then water it all again. You want everything to stay wet. If you don't water it before, the water might not get down there right when it gets put in. So are there any more questions? Okay, well thank you. That was my speech on how to make a good potting soil.